I like how they have the McDonald's sign, but avoid the copyright turning upside down. Wow, so this is Nakano. Surprisingly compact, I guess. Remember Akihabara where they had the deer drops? I think it's called deer drops. They're just like self-advertising, and they had it up here on like one building. Just imagine, because it's supposedly similar-ish but has a different vibe. But remember that? And they even had it on Google Maps because they were advertising their stuff in that spot. So that's obviously why they chose it for the background. Oh, and also Google Map. Well, I was supposed to spin it up again for Google Map because I heard the sound effects. So, Google Maps away. Google Maps. Google Maps. Google Maps. There are more people here, see? They even added in the McDonald's sign, but it's upside down in the visual novel, isn't it? Have a look around. There's this stuff here. There's a man without a face that has been blurred anyway. Buses, doo-doo-doo, buses. Doo-doo-doo. Back to the visual novel. Compared to Akihabara, it does seem that way. The station area in Akihabara used to be a lot less active, so I'd imagine Nakano's will change in time too. Yeah, I was wondering why there are a lot of buses there. Good point, so I think it has a nice atmosphere though. This place is Subculture Nexus after all. That's right, it's not just Broadway, but a lot of manga artists and animators live here too. Really? You think we might pass them? Even if we did, you wouldn't recognize them. Good point. So, where's Broadway? So that's what you're really after, huh? It's down that way, at the end of the street past the shopping strip. Sun Mall. That shopping strip must be more for working class people since it's in front of the station. Yeah, most of them are less tourist shops and more places to buy everyday goods. It's connected to the station by a roofed walkway, so I guess that makes it easy to buy stuff on rainy days. The 240-meter long shopping street has over 100 stores. There are a lot of franchises nowadays, but you can still find a bunch of older shops too. I guess that's what gives it that seemingly endless nostalgic feel to it. There's not much of an otaku atmosphere that I can see just yet, though. Well, just you wait. Now let's go to Subculture Holy Land. What? Ooh, instead of the usual one or whatever. Yeah! Different ways of agreeing. After we pass down this long shopping street, Sun Mall. Hey, it's a dead end. That big gaudy sign looks like it might belong to a pachinko shop too. Pachinko! I'll never forgive you! I'll never forgive you for what you did to Silent Hill! It doesn't bug me nearly as much as it bugs other people. But man, Konami, why? You betrayed pretty much every series they made. Just like, no, we're gonna focus on pachinko. Nakano Broadway, let's have a look-see. Google Maps away! Google Maps, we can see indoors a little better. Man, look at this right here. Trippy. Look at that! Is that the same person, just like he's walking at the time he took the picture or something, or what? Oh, it's one that's been uploaded by someone. Did they add in the effect themselves then, or is it just because they were moving and I don't know? Stuff for sale. There is an escalator up there. You are on the first floor. Now get on with it. Get back to this. Hell, look closer. Ah, it says Nakano Broadway, so this is the Subculture Holy Land? That's right, this is the Holy Land of Nakano Subculture, Nakano Broadway. Wow, it's really radiating that otaku aura. Right? I didn't know it was such a secluded place, but how did this place become a Subculture Holy Land? It was originally just an ordinary building, and it was simply an extension of the shopping street. But a lot of anime production people and young adults lived along the shoreline here, which ended up laying the subculture groundwork. In 1980, a used manga store opened up in a little corner of Broadway, and as their business improved, it gradually expanded. After the boom, lots of tenants cleared out and more fandom shops opened up to target fans that were already going to the used manga store. That's how it came to be called the Subculture Holy Land. I see. The Holy Land wasn't built in a day, huh? I was just about to say nothing was built in a day, but technically you can build stuff in a day, but, you know, stuff like that, clearly not built in a day. That's right, well, we're about to set foot in the Holy Land. Finally! Well, I'm getting excited! Hooray! I'll be excited for protagonist! Away! Let's go! My voice acting is a piece of shit, it really is. Well, I've heard worse, much worse than my voice acting. Which is kind of hard to believe at times with some of the voice acting I do. I mean, well, it's better than how my voice acting was when I originally started. If you could even call that voice acting. We go up the escalator, right? So exciting. Wait, huh? Is there something weird about this escalator? Oh, I get it. Are we passing right by the second floor? That's right. This escalator doesn't stop at the second floor. Oh, why? Bird! Where did the second floor go then? Well, that's one of the 7 mysteries of Broadway. Huh? Eh? The Holy Land has mysteries? Subculture Holy Land is a terrifying place. Any place that has mysteries is, by definition, terrifying, right? Wow, I've finally taken my first step into the Holy Land. This is one small step for a man, one giant leap. You're exaggerating. Well, I do understand though, so what do you think? Well, let's have a look see. We got a bunch of people around here, a bunch of shops and stuff. I don't know. We're probably not going to actually see any of the inside of the shops. Oh, good question. The ceiling's pretty low, isn't it? That's the first thing you notice? Well, I guess it is a bit low. Why is the ceiling so low? Yeah, such a random observation to have. That's your first thing to notice. To get in as many floors as possible, probably. This building cost quite a lot to build at the time. They apparently wanted to get as many tenants into the building as possible to recoup costs quickly. Shoot, the Holy Land has a lot of history to it, huh? What else? The layout is kind of messy and it's hard to find your way in. And the birds, chirps. They want to use as much space as possible, so they prioritize getting more tenants over user friendliness. What happened to quality over quantity? Just like no quantity and some quality, I don't know. That's why the escalator only goes up and skips the second floor entirely. The elevators are in inconvenient corners and the hallways feel like you're in a maze. It's easy to get lost, so stay with me, okay? You can get lost in a building? Of course you can get lost in a building, man! The Holy Land is amazing, but didn't you say the escalator that doesn't stop on the second floor is one of 7 mysteries? You know, it's not like, sure, this place makes sense to, you know, get lost in because it's so big in so many areas, but there are lots of places like that. Of course not, I was joking. Oh, really? You actually had me a little scared. So what were the other 6 mysteries? If the escalator only goes up, then how do we get down? Don't tell me we're stuck here. But yeah, I don't know. We'll take the stairs back down. Oh, I see. That makes sense. Of course, I guess I've been overwhelmed by the Holy Land's atmosphere. But the more I look at it, the more mysterious it seems. To me, it's less mysterious and more dubious. That kind of makes it even more subculture-y, doesn't it? Yeah, seriously, this building, both logical and illogical at the same time, is part of the Holy Land's appeal, right? You know, what about, you know, if you were handicapped in a wheelchair? You've only got the escalator and then the stairs, just like... I don't know, I suppose if they're dedicated to it, just like want to go and got good friend, just like, well, carry your wheelchair up the escalator and down the stairs. My God, this place is already exhausting to interact as it is. That's right, okay, let's look around inside. Oh, there it is already. That's the store, right? The used manga shop you mentioned before. Bingo! It's a chain with 27 other stores in Nakano, Broadway alone. Wow, that many just in this building? It's not just used manga, they sell lots of other goods, so they have lots of shops. Still, 27 shops is amazing. They must have all sorts of treasures. I must go treasure hunting! That's right, but it's not just chain stores here. There's lots of other things to see. See, that store over there sells one-of-a-kind animation cells. Well, whatever. Those clear sheets on which illustrations are drawn and are used in the production of still animation. It was named after the circuloid used to make illustrations. 0 の面の制作に使用されるイラストの描かれた透明な人のデザイン世来を移動が使用されたのでYeah, better I can't pronounce very well with a stupid voice. Why did I do that? A store that only sells animation cells, they have a store like that? American side, I haven't seen much real cells before. I have no idea what he's even talking about. Of course you can. What is it? Well, it's an animation thing, but I have no idea what it is. Wow! I totally recognize which shows you sell from. Am I even saying that right? Yeah, look! Look! It's from the sightseeing map. That's where it's from. The atmosphere is almost overwhelming. Real cells seem to almost have an aura. You know what, if they'd like they wouldn't be able to do that really, would they? It's like, oh yeah, let's put an actual, you know, legitimate anime into this. You just like, oh, I recognize that from this show. He'd be like, no, you can't do that. Copyright reasons. You'd be like, no, you cannot sell your visual novel if you're going to do that. But what if they just like, you know, have the characters from their, you know, actual visual novels? They could do that, maybe. But then again, you'd have to change the context of what he's saying. It's true their cells or whatever have a mysterious appeal about them. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know they're moving to digital animation and cells aren't used much nowadays, but I hope they never go away. What the hell are they? You know what? I'm gonna Google it. A moment. Ah, I see. I think it's essentially the equivalent of, you know, animating. I don't know. Like with modern animation, is it more just like to do everything digitally instead of, you know, actually, you know, drawing it down? Because like, I don't know, I kind of like that as well. You know, when they actually, you know, don't go overkill digital-wise with it. And just kind of like more traditional, I think, you know, I like that. I mean, look at Disney, for example, like, look at the older Disney kind of films, for example. The way they're animated and look at them, it's just like in the background, everything looks nice. Nowadays, it's all kind of CGI and whatever. I don't know much about animation, but it's clearly a lot different to how it was back in those days. It's just like, well, actually, it just feels like they've just like made that switch literally at the turn of the century, like. For the 20th century, all their films that were animated in that kind of similar way. Then suddenly it's like, now we're gonna change it entirely, and only like have a few films that actually use that. I don't know. Is it? I just don't know anything about animation, which is a shame. I'd love to be able to animate. Think of all the random ideas I've got I could put into animation. Well, I'd probably end up being like, nah, it's too much of a pain in the ass to animate that. Ah, I watched this anime. I remember this scene. Wow, you watched some pretty old stuff. I love this one. Oh, I've seen this one too. And this one. Yeah, it really does make you happy to find scenes from the stuff you love, huh? I'm getting so excited I might get a nosebleed. Wow, I'm so moved you can even see the flaws in the line work. You know, how does... I don't know, that's just like an anime thing, isn't it? Some people get nosebleeds when they're excited, like legitimately, like in real life. Those cells are kind of ironic almost. What? You fanatic, but I kind of understand. Being surrounded by all these cells is almost like a dream, and some of them are pretty cheap too. I thought it would be more expensive. There are lots of cells out there, after all. The good ones are really expensive, like that one. Huh? Right, I could never afford that. But they also have plenty of more reasonable ones. Why don't you buy one from for a souvenir? But there's still a lot of shops left to go to, right? Maybe I'd better look around a little more. Good idea. If you bought every little thing you laid your eyes on, you'd leave here without a cent to your name. Yeah, I've got a really bad feeling about this. It's just like, I feel like by the end of this day, I'm going to be broke. Well, where shall we go next? Ah, is that on a bookstore? Yeah, you can buy books, CDs, and movies you wouldn't be able to find in normal circulation. Not in normal circulation. Like what? Could it be? Self-published magazines on mini comics, designs, indie CDs, out-of-print books, and stuff. There's probably hentai in there as well, isn't there? Wow, they even have stores that sell such specialized goods? That's deep. Wow, not only have I never seen this stuff, but it's filled with goods that normal bookstores wouldn't carry. It definitely shows you how deep the subculture genre runs. I mean, imagine that. Well, you know, it's a different thing, really, isn't it? I mean, imagine if they put hentai in a normal bookstore. It just wouldn't go well, would it? Just like, wow. Got all these books, you know, all these books. And then you got hentai right here. They're probably having a closed-off adult section, I'd imagine. But no, it's like, oh, but 50 Shades of Grey and stuff like that. No, it's just like, well, the thing with that is it's a book. It doesn't have any images on it. So I guess that's probably why. But, well, obviously why. I don't know. There really are a lot of stores, huh? Is that a clothing store? It's cosplay stuff. That's just a normal clothing store for girls. They have that stuff too? Ah, they have old stuff too. They really have everything, huh? It's kind of crazy. The sheer depth is a huge part of Broadway's appeal. No kidding. What's wrong? Akira, where's the bathroom? Oh, is that all? The bathrooms are on that side. Mind if I use it? And then it's just like, maybe you'll discover that even the bathrooms are a bit different. You want me to go with you? I'm a little kid. I'll be fine. Just wait here. I'll be right back. Feel better. Should have gone when we were at the station. I better get back. Huh? Which way did I come from again? Oh, yeah, that was downtown, wasn't it? Was that direction, right? Yeah. Now that I'm walking around by myself, it feels like I've gotten lost in some strange land. Ah, is that a toy store? Take a peek inside. Oh, they've got some amazing retro stuff. What is this car-shaped eraser? Oh, are these Menko? I don't know how to play that, though. Menko children's toys made of thick paper. You line up palm-sized circle or square-shaped cards on the ground and use Menko to try to turn over your opponent's cards. Whoa, those are kaiju stuffed dolls. I've never seen so many in one place before. Stuffed dolls, figure made from PVC, originally used in girls' dolls, but lately boys' hero and kaiju action figures use this material. Ah, there's something here too, and there too. This selection is amazing, even though it's such a tiny store. Ah, crap! I wasn't paying attention. I really need to get back and fast. Huh? Was it this way I came from? Wasn't that way? I feel like I've been here before. Maybe I'm just walking around in circles. What do I do? Can't find my way back. You know what they should have done? Frickin' exchange phone numbers, you dumbass! A message on Facebook, I'll be a moment. Interruption photograph. Yeah, it's definitely. A second. Right, where was I? Ah, yes. Completely lost. What will I do? Hey, Michael. What do I know that? Yeah! Oh, Akira. Help me, Akira. I'm lost. Oh, wait. No, he was walking with her. It's like, oh, yeah. Found you. Help you with what? What are you doing here? I've been waiting and you never came back. Too bad. I got lost on my way back from the bathroom. Really is like a maze, huh? Didn't I tell you? Don't get lost anyway. You probably got distracted after seeing something interesting and took a detour, didn't you? Well, yes. Of course not. Anyway, it's just really hard to find my way around. I would probably, I mean, wouldn't you, if you were in a place like this, wouldn't you end up getting lost? Just like, that's actually what I do whenever I like say I go out anywhere. Essentially, it's just like usually like if it's with my brother or my sister or both. Usually, if it's with my sister at all, I'll just like stay near them. You know, especially my brother. It's like he's the one who drives the car. Just like, you gotta stay within sight of each other. You don't want to freaking end up being like, where the hell have I gone? And you know what I noticed today? Like, we were walking through a store, and I was just like silently just following my brother as he's just like buying something from my mother because she'd asked him to pick something up. And I honestly think I must give off the impression that I'm some bodyguard or something, just silently following this person. I'm just like, kind of like, just staring off randomly into the distance, probably with a kind of like pissed off look on my face, because I don't know, my expression usually people are just like, are you okay? Because my facial expression must always be default, I guess, resting bitch face, I think they call it, male version anyway. So it must be like, yes, I am the bodyguard, just like silent, you try anything and I'll knock you out, except I'm just naturally silent with that. Hard to believe how much I freaking talk in these videos, isn't it? Well, this is your first time, so it makes sense. The holes really do wrap around in really weird ways. I almost feel like I'm not in Japan anymore. It's a mysterious building, huh? The ceiling is low and there's no windows. It almost feels like we're in a basement. Yeah, it totally feels like we're underground. It's not a matter of environment, it's just people. The more I walk around, the more I feel like I'm progressing further and further into the basement, further and further into the depths of subculture. Yeah, while Akiba has this wide open, liberated atmosphere, this one's got its own feeling of death. Didn't they say like it had like I can't even remember. I think it said something about the depth of the subculture, and there really is a literal depth. They may have built this complicated structure to fit in as many tenants as possible, but it only seems natural that a subculture like this would set down roots here. I mean, God, can you imagine working in a place like this? Ow! You'd need a map. Just like, okay, you gotta be at the stall at this time. Just like, which stall? Which floor? Oh, on the 3rd floor, on the stall next to the stall. That doesn't help, man. Can you give me a map? A layout of the location? It's like, first off, we're gonna need blueprints and shit. Big ass maps. Just like, okay, you see this floor? It has 90 stores on this floor. This floor alone, right? And it's the one all the way, you take this way, you take a left, you go up, and then you take a left, then you go down, then you go left, and then you go up, and then right, and the store should be somewhere around there. It's like, my God, why? I mean, what was it? In mythology, what creature was it that gets stuck in a maze? Ow, my head. Ah, I can't remember what it was. Was it a Minotaur? Or was it? Yeah, I think it was a Minotaur in the maze thing. Just like, you know what? That actually wouldn't surprise me if someone just like randomly just walking around in this area in a Minotaur costume or something. Burn seriously my ears. Yeah, it's almost like the building was built that way because this was its destiny. Phew, I'm starting to get tired. Because we've been walking around this whole time. Why don't we take a little break? Ah. Sound effects for the stomach. Let's relax and have some food. What's in the area? Everything. There are tons of restaurants in Broadway and a bunch of cheap, tasty places in the Nakano area too. Is there anything you want to eat? Good question. Oh my God. We have a choice! Meat or seafood, which one do you want? Meow meow meow, meow 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 meow. Seafood or meat, which do you want? Okay, let's go with seafood. Seafood, I think. Seafood like sushi or sashimi. Something a little richer, I think. How about tempura then? There's a chain restaurant and they have some nice crispy fried stuff that's cheap. Didn't they have tempura yesterday? Cheap and delicious is my favorite. Let's go there. I mean, really, when you think about it. How was it? It's like, with food, you know, just like the price doesn't determine how it tastes, you know. Like, you go to a fancy restaurant, and the food would probably just go like, it could taste nice, but the price would seem outrageous in some restaurants, isn't it? It's like, you charge me this much for this? I could freaking get something cheap from a takeout place that pays better than that. And I wouldn't even, well, technically, you know, fast food places do charge quite a bit when you really think about it. But you could get it cheaper than a fancy restaurant, probably. I don't know. It depends on your taste, really, isn't it? It's so good! It was cheap but really crispy. The shrimp were huge too. And I think I've got food coming any second or minute from now. Right? The sauce was really tasty too. They also sell the tendon sauce separately, you know. Wow, really? I should have bought some. That store's a chain, so you can buy it anywhere. Anyway, we still have to complete today's mission. That's a good point. Let's go back to Broadway. Okay, we're here. Again with the Edelweiss music. I remember this. It's like, the island is in sight, oh my God! It's like, well, obviously I haven't freaking played it in freaking years, but I wouldn't be able to unless I bought it again because the freaking, I just like it needs the code for it, and I need to buy it again because it doesn't have the code for it anymore because I guess it expired. I don't know. I noticed an American flag, well, to be specific to the US of A, because you can't just say the American flag. There are a lot of American flags. Anyways, oh, so this is the bookstore. It has a very unique feel to it. By the way, there's another bookstore across the street. Two? There are two bookstores? Oh my god! The fact that they have everything is why Broadway is the subculture holy land. On this side you've got an amazing selection of manga. It's virtually wall to wall with nothing but manga. On that side there are display cases full of goods. Just a quick glance suggests they've got an incredible selection. The wide range of genres is its selling point. There's manga, of course, but also anime goods, trading cards, figures, blah blah blah, there's jokinji, there's no genre they don't have. Cover me. I got that impression just from looking at the entrance. Ah, what's that next to it? The same store? That store is exclusively for trading goods. Precious treasure from all over Japan are brought here. You know, I just want to freaking see their reaction if they come across the hentai section, just to see how awkward their reaction to it would be. Here, I mean, they said they got everything, after all. There's a ton of people lined up even now. There must be some amazing treasures in there. But there's so many of them, they buy all that stuff and sell it in their shops. It seems they also have a warehouse with long-term stock. Long-term? It doesn't sell right away. There are probably items that aren't especially popular right now, but they might come back eventually, so they store that stuff up in advance. Then when the boom hits, they have enough to meet demand. They buy things planned up to 10 years in advance. They even do that much? That must take a screening on for what's going to get popular. That's right, and that's why it's the legacy store that reigns over the Holy Land. Ready to go in? CDs! Nakano Broadway, achievement unlocked! Whoa! Score! Shelves up to the ceiling packed with goods, and the store is full of shelves! My god! Shelves everywhere! The books take up so much space, there's almost no room for the people. There's a lot, right? The amount of selection in the products themselves all put out an overwhelming aura. Yeah, there's so much here. So many retro treasures. If you want specialized genres like old manga, there are shops in Jibocho that probably have an even better selection. But this is probably the best place in Japan with so many treasures in such a wide variety of genres. That's why it's the nexus of the Holy Land, right? There's just so much to look at. Let's take a look at the other bookstore. It looks exactly the same. This one's full of magazines. They're all pretty old too. That's a fan shop for you. Hey, is this the god of manga? Yeah, that's by Osamu Tezuka. I think I recognize the name. Oh yeah, god of manga. I don't know. It's not the guy who I'm not sure if he was the first manga artist or if he was the one who made it popular. But he's like, I don't. Is it Astro Boy was one of his? I don't know. I only know a bit about him, to be honest. I remember reading about some kind of connection with Disney. Like he apparently admired Disney's art style and stuff like that. And that's kind of what influenced, you see the big eyes that kind of developed over anime. That's where it originated from, I think. Which is kind of it makes sense, really, you know. in old Disney they have those kind of big eyes, like for the characters. They have more realistic looking eyes as well, but you get the idea. You can kind of see where it came from. And there's so many. Wow! The prices are amazing too, huh? Whoa! £200, yeah, this one's £25. I can't count properly, to be honest. Just like when it goes over the thousands into like 20,000, I don't know whether to say 20,000 or 100,000. I just like, I freaking recently said the same thing in my Sims Busting Out LP. I haven't uploaded the part, but I had the same freaking comment there. Like it's like I just can't read numbers worth shit like that. Even if they're on display case, having this most valuable books lined up like this is amazing, right? Here you can find works by the famous artists who built the history of manga in Japan right here. Alright, even I recognize a lot of these names. Just being able to see the works of people like that with my own eyes is really moving. I've never been so moved in all my life. The prices are way out of my range, but just looking at them is really satisfying. By the way, as long as we're here, why not buy a souvenir? Yeah, can we look at the other stores first? Of course! This one's full of figures and goods, except... well, you know, well, it would still take quite a bit of effort to change the background image, I guess. But you could have it like the same, like, pose. This one's mainly for robot anime and Tokusatsu hero goods or whatever. You can't pronounce it like shit. This one has an amazing selection too. There's just so much stuff. You start to want them all, right? The fact that it's their holy land is probably how they managed to get all this stuff. I can just picture someone like searching for these and just like, I must find the holy grail of this place. And I do not know what that would even be. Oh, I love this anime. What is this thing supposed to be, though? Little presents they give out to people who came to see the movie version. Really? You get this kind of thing when you go to see a movie in Japan? And then they sell them here? Amazing. They're pretty hard to get unless you're in Japan. Look, the price isn't very high. Why don't you buy a souvenir here? Yeah, but there's so much else that I want. I don't know. There's like all these selections. My god! What a dilemma! Oh, you're finally opening your wallet. What? 10,000 yen bill? I'd probably have better freaking, you know, just like, I'd probably pronounce that better in Japanese than freaking English. Because, like I just said, I don't know whether to say that as 10, like, thousand or 10, 100,000. It's just like, I don't know. I guess I never really got used to, you know, numbers when they come up like it's like 10,000. So I get it wrong. At least I think I get it wrong. I don't know. It just, whatever. I don't know. His eyes are turning bloodshot. He's so serious, it's scary. I mean, it's not like I can come back here anytime soon, and it won't be a huge dent in my funds. I don't want to regret it later either. He's gripping that pill, his hand's trembling. I understand how you feel. I understand you, Michael. It's okay, Michael. You can buy Piton. I'll stand with you as long as you need. You know what? If this was animated, I can just totally picture it. She's probably moved to tears, and they're just like, I understand you. Just, I'm here for you. I'll be torn with you as well. Arigato, Akira. If I don't want to let Akira's kindness be in vain, I have to make a purchase I won't regret. But there's so much here. Can't decide. Can't decide, my own. let this indecision is happy now. You know, I think it's fitting to be over the top for him there, because, you know, he was totally, like, being over the top. Ah, that was fun! Just, like, completely going over the top with this indecision. Did you manage to buy things you won't regret? Yeah, I owe it all to you, Akira, for, you know, being like, I'll stand by your side. It's like, I'm determined now. If you ever want to go shopping again, I'll go with you. And then you'll be like, oh my god, I spent all my money. Yeah, arigato. I feel like Akira and I have grown closer. It really is nice to have so much in common with someone. We can understand each other without words. It seems like between Akira and Nakano, it's obvious Akira's the more kind of like anime manga fan-driven kind of character. While Nakano, we don't get to see much of her, because like in all the LPs, it seems like we end up going places with Akira for the most part. Nakano is obviously has a different type of personality, isn't it? How do you like Nakano Broadway? Yeah, I see why it's called Holy Land. It was even better than I was expecting. I swear someday I will return here. Wow, nicely said. Now that you've said that, you'd better do it. Right. Thank you, Nakano Broadway. I will come back to you someday. I wonder how much he spent in total. Hey, Aki-chan, what's for dinner tonight? How much did we spend? Today's expenses? You lie, protagonist, you lie! If you only spent £6.63, I mean, maybe it's because all that shit happened off screen so it doesn't count. But he clearly spent a lot more than that. That's just a train fare, I imagine. Unless, I don't know, I have no idea. He clearly spent more than that, though. Tonight I was thinking of making curry rice. And those bloody cup of two characters will be like, ooh, curry! Hey, I love your curry rice, Aki-chan. Curry? Isn't that Indian food? Well, curry originated from India, but it came to England from there. Then it came to Japan, and Japanese people reformed it to suit their palates. God, I'm going between the Akira and Kodo voice here. Reformed it? I guess I've changed a little from just a few days in Japan. The same could happen with food coming to another country, too. It's like I mentioned with the ice cream thing, totally different in some countries. There's curry, pizza, and pasta, too. French, Chinese, Asian food, East and West, Japanese people eat food from all over the world. And they incorporate them all aggressively into their own food culture. I'd picture Japan to be all about sushi, tempura, and sukiyaki. And to be fair, he has had tempura 2 days in a row now. But Japanese people really eat a wide variety of food in their daily life. By the way, curry is up there with ramen as Japan's national dish now. National dish? That's right, curry rice, curry bread, and even soup curry. There are many variations. I just like in the West comparison with all this freaking obsession with bacon, I suppose that'd be the equivalent, isn't it? I mean, I've heard some pretty out there kind of stuff when it comes to bacon. Me personally, I'm not overly obsessed with bacon. My view of bacon is yeah, it's alright every once in a while, but I just don't get this obsession with it. I don't know if it's just to be kind of a meme-like thing or what, or whether people are serious about bacon to such an extent, because you get bacon flavor things of all kinds of things that just do not seem like they go well together. I don't think there's a person in Japan who doesn't like curry. How would you know that, though? Do get like a notepad and a pen and just go around all Japan. Well, even if you went around all Japan, somehow you'd need more than one notebook. But you get everyone's opinion. It's like, do you like curry? Yes. That is good enough. Wow, curry is really that popular. But among those, curry rice is the king of kings. Everyone loves it, from children to adults. Well, curry is pretty nice, isn't it? Just hearing about it makes me hungry. Doesn't it? Yeah. Ah, that's it. Hey, Yaki-chan, let me help out, okay? What? You want the help? Sure. You don't have to. I can make it myself. You talk to him while I'm making it. But you make dinner every day. I feel bad. Please. You don't have to worry about it. You don't need to worry about it. Silent and stuff. But demo and all. It's not like you to be so secretive. You know, saying pot sentence in Japanese and then saying it in English for whatever reason. It's just, well... Oh, what's wrong? Thought I was asking help, so let her. And will she be able to? Will she assist or will she not? Well, if you've seen the other two LPs, you know how this is gonna go. But I'll save that for next time, because I think my food has arrived as well. So I'll see you next time, viewers. See you next time.